past 10 seasons at Blackpool Pleasure Beach have seen new rides coming, old rides removed, the rumour mill in full swing, and even concerns about the long-term future of Blackpool Pleasure Beach. It would be fair to say it's been an eventful 10 years with plenty to talk about at the Pleasure Beach, and in this video we are going to be taking a trip down memory lane by taking a look back at the past 10 seasons at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. As many people expected at the end of 2009, the popular Super Bowl dodgems were replaced with the newly introduced sculpture gardens. The sculpture gardens were added by the park's entrance to help improve visitors' first impressions as they pass through Noah's Ark and into Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Roller Coaster and Goldmine started the 2010 season open despite a winter of rumours discussing the long-term future of both rides. The future of both rides was being discussed due to both being SBNO, standing but not operating, for most of the 2009 season.
Big Dipper began the season closed, but its refurbishment was well underway. It eventually opened in time for Easter 2010, and shortly after this both Roller Coaster and Goldmine were closed on quieter days, with both only opening when other rides were closed or they would be open during very busy days. Beaver Creek closed permanently in September 2010, with Pleasure Beach preparing to completely overhaul this family area of the park. Roller Coaster did not open again until after September due to the changes taking place within the Beaver Creek area of the Pleasure Beach. 2010 turned out to be the final year of North Park winter weekends. Winter weekends used to take place at the end of the main season through to early December.
In 2011, the big one received several cosmetic changes. The trains were given new Union Jack styling. The entrance area was completely overhauled with the paper ride booths removed and a new queue line added where the booths used to be. The ride's name was also altered. Despite still being sponsored by Pepsi Max, it would no longer be referred to as a Pepsi Max Big One, but quite simply, the Big One. Avalanche's trains were also given new styling, which saw both the Avalanche and the Big One carrying Union Jack styling on their trains. Many believed this was done temporarily for 2011 and 2012, with lots of hype surrounding the Olympics, which were taking place in the UK in 2012.
Nickelodeon Land soft opened in late April 2011 and officially opened in May 2011. Roller Coaster was renamed Nickelodeon Streak as part of the rebrand. Its inclusion in Nickelodeon Land put years of speculation to bed. It was feared for several years leading up to the official announcement of Nickelodeon Land that Roller Coaster would close at the end of 2010 and eventually be removed to be replaced by a new family roller coaster. The rumours came about because Roller Coaster had been standing but not operating during parts of both the 2009 and 2010 season. It would be fair to say not many Pleasure Beach fans expected to be able to ride this coaster in 2011 and beyond. Pleasure Beach trialled a new Halloween event in 2011, the introduction of Vampire Beach as a one-day event taking place on the 31st of October, with the rides open from 10 AM till 10 PM. The 2011 season ended with the confirmation that Bling would be removed, having been sold to the Skyline Park in Germany. Rumour has it that Bling wasn't the only ride the representative from the German park was interested in, as they've had their eyes firmly set on one of Pleasure Beach's classic coasters too, having enjoyed their rides on it whilst at the Pleasure Beach to take a look at Bling. Bling would eventually be removed from the Pleasure Beach in the very early days of 2012.
In 2012, Valhalla was closed for the early months of the season whilst it underwent a huge refurbishment. The facade was completely reconstructed, along with the station area undergoing some minor changes. The Revolution was also late to open in 2012 as it was repainted from its Iron Brew sponsorship colours to its current grey styling. The train was also given another new paint job. The changes to the Revolution would see it eventually open in May 2012 with its third paint job. Richard Rodriguez attempted and completed another world record by riding the Big One consecutively for 112 days throughout the summer of 2012.
Rumours emerged of the wild mouse's removal towards the end of the 2012 season, with many regular visitors to the pleasure beach being told to take your last rides on the mouse. The wild mouse's removal would be heavily rumoured from this point onwards for most of its remaining operational life at the pleasure beach. One attraction that did close at the end of the 2012 season was the monorail. Despite many rumours of it being closed for refurbishment with the possibility of returning to operation in 2014, this was never the case, and sadly the monorail has not operated since. The monorail's track is still mostly around Pleasure Beach to this day because it is used to hold a lot of the park's cabling.
After almost 10 years of rumours, in 2013, the Goldmine was finally refurbished and rethemed as a Wallace & Gromit attraction. Wallace & Gromit's Thrill-O-Matic opened at Blackpool Pleasure Beach in April 2013. In 2013, Blackpool Pleasure Beach also announced that on the final Saturday of the season, the park would open from 10 AM to midnight, but with an hour's break of operation between 5 PM and 6 PM. For the fans of Blackpool Pleasure Beach, this was extremely exciting news, but also had many of us wondering why it was being attempted in November rather than during the Illuminations switch-on evening. The midnight close event was a huge hit though. Blackpool Pleasure Beach offered a separate ticket from 6 PM to midnight, which was hugely popular. However, it's worth noting the park was extremely quiet between 10 AM and 5 PM, leaving a lot of us really worrying about the late night event. However, we were gladly proven wrong with it being a hugely popular late night riding event.
Following on from the success of the midnight close event in 2013, the Pleasure Beach added another late night riding event to their calendar for July 2014 and called the event Pleasure Beach Rocks. Pleasure Beach Rocks was the foundation for further late night riding events to be added to the Pleasure Beach calendar on several dates throughout the season further down the line. It was very similar to the late night riding events we've gotten used to, with live performances from bands being staged throughout the afternoon at the fountain. Pleasure Beach also brought back Vampire Beach for its 4th season, but from here onwards it would always be set on the Saturday closest to the 31st of October. The midnight close event was also brought back on the final Saturday of the season. However, this would be the last time this would happen.
In an otherwise quiet year, the Pleasure Beach started to publish teasers about Project 2015 towards the end of the 2014 season, with many people believing a Zamperla Air Race attraction was to replace Bling. In October 2014, the Red Arrow's Skyforce was announced and took everyone by surprise when it was in fact a Gerstlauer Skyfly that was announced and not a Zamperla Air Race. The announcement was met with mixed responses. Fans of the Pleasure Beach were delighted to finally see a new thrill ride attraction being added to the lineup, but were concerned about the ride's capacity and continued to question when other removed rides would also be replaced.
Skyforce officially opened at Blackpool Pleasure Beach in May 2015. Initially, the ride had a spin counter, where riders could see how many times they had spun around whilst riding the new attraction at the Pleasure Beach. Pleasure Beach also beefed up their late night riding event with more events being added to the calendar. Unfortunately though, the midnight close event was scrapped and reduced to a 10 PM close.
During the early months of the 2015 season, an indication that the Pleasure Beach were planning something big for the future was spotted with a tyre cover displaying Adventureering Team Project 2017. The excitement is building on the North Car Park at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. The final months of 2015 at the Pleasure Beach saw a huge change in the centre of the park. Once the season had finished, the Tom Sawyer Bridge was removed and the whole area beneath it was cleared out. This got every single Blackpool Pleasure Beach fan talking about the possibilities of what could be happening in this area in the future. It also got Blackpool Pleasure Beach fans discussing how they'd get from the Big Dipper to the big one without having to walk all the way around through Nickelodeon Land.
Pleasure Beach's 2016 season marketing campaign was mostly centred around the park celebrating its 120th anniversary. With this came a new addition to the late night riding events, musically themed fireworks displays. Fireworks displays at the end of each late-night riding event were popular with the general public, but regular visiting Pleasure Beach fans were struggling to get used to some of the rides closing as early as 8 p.m. on a 10 p.m. close, so that the fireworks could begin bang on 10 p.m. In May 2016, the Red Arrows joined in the anniversary celebrations by putting on a 20-minute air show display above the Pleasure Beach. The 2016 season was heavily dominated by the excitement coming from a very obvious move by the Pleasure Beach to make space for a new roller coaster. With the Tom Sawyer Bridge and swamp buggies now gone, eagle-eyed fans of the amusement park watched over the area on every single visit to the Pleasure Beach, especially from the newly built bridge which created a walkway between the Big Dipper and Avalanche. The new bridge appeared to be a very deliberate first step of redevelopment in the area, with many commenting that it would eventually be a viewing area for the new roller coaster whenever it would be built.
Markings on the ground around the old lake bed, on walkways near to where the bridge used to be, and blue pegs all around what is now Icon's layout appeared throughout 2016. Whilst it may sound geeky, small markings like track, exit shop, and scattered blue pegs had every single Blackpool Pleasure Beach fan on the edge of their seats eagerly awaiting a big announcement from the Pleasure Beach. It would be fair to say the Pleasure Beach Express was fast becoming the most ridden ride at the Pleasure Beach, with fans eager to pick up on any clues about the new coaster. On September the 28th, 2016, at 1 minute past midnight, Construction 2018 was revealed by the press contacts of Blackpool Pleasure Beach. The reveal featured a mock-up of how the new coaster would slot into the area, the ride soundtrack, and an animated POV. The news was finally out there about a brand new Mack Rides roller coaster coming to Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Winter months of 2016 and into early 2017, a lot of the essential groundwork for the new roller coaster was carried out over the closed season. The construction work for the new roller coaster took place over 2 closed seasons to avoid causing too much disruption to the existing attractions around Pleasure Beach. If the construction work had been carried out throughout the season, it is likely rides such as the Big One, Big Dipper, Steeplechase and the Pleasure Beach Express would have had to have been closed during a lot of the season. On the 11th of April 2017, Construction 2018 was finally given an official name, Icon. Pleasure Beach revealed the name Icon in a cinematic video. The ride was billed as one of the most exciting in the world. Vertical construction of Icon's supports and track began as soon as the 2017 season at the Pleasure Beach came to an end.
The 2017 season wasn't all about Icon's construction though. It would have been the end of an era for one of the UK's most popular and scariest roller coasters, the Wild Mouse. The Wild Mouse had previously been rumoured for removal on a regular basis towards the end of every BPB season from 2012 onwards. But those rumours came to an end in 2016 when the news broke that the Wild Mouse would be receiving some modernisation work for the 2017 season. The Wild Mouse had new computerised braking to be added to it, along with new CCTV cameras around the ride, but the modernisation seriously slowed down the operations of the Mouse. Due to the changes, the Wild Mouse didn't start the season with the rest of the operational attractions, eventually opening in early April 2017. But it didn't see out the season either, closing midway through August 2017.
The Wild Mouse was listed as closed for maintenance on Blackpool Pleasure Beach's website, and there was truth in this, as new parts were ordered for further modernisation, along with new belts added to the cars. But sadly, as we all know, eventually the decision was taken in early 2018 to remove the Wild Mouse. In the official press release, Blackpool Pleasure Beach confirmed that both the Wild Mouse and Trauma Towers had been removed to make way for future developments within the area of the park. It remains to be seen what the plans are for this area at Blackpool Pleasure Beach. On the 20th of April 2018, almost a year since the Icon name reveal by Blackpool Pleasure Beach, the Pleasure Beach put an announcement out to their press association that Icon would officially open on Friday the 25th of May 2018. As it happens, thrill seekers were riding Icon on selected slots from Saturday the 19th of May 2018 with Icon boarding passes which could be purchased at £50 each. The press launch for Icon took place on Wednesday the 23rd of May 2018, with the press association and vloggers invited to try out Icon as much as they could handle over a couple of hours. It has to be said, the media event was a fantastic day put on by Blackpool Pleasure Beach.
The 2018 season may have seen Icon's construction work closed off and the coaster now fully operational, but more construction work was about to begin at the amusement park. The Pleasure Beach's new hotel, eventually named as the Boulevard Hotel, was to be constructed on the former site of the much-loved Star pub. The hotel was expected to be open by early 2019. Following on from a couple of busy years at the Pleasure Beach, 2019 was a fairly quiet one in comparison, even with the spring opening of the Boulevard Hotel. In early 2019, Journey to Hell, Freak Nights, were teased as a new Halloween experience coming to the Pleasure Beach, and eventually marketing for the new Halloween offering began in late August. Freak Nights ran for a couple of nights alongside the Pleasure Beach's usual Vampire Beach offering. It is believed both will return in 2020, with Freak Nights having a new name, but this is currently unconfirmed. At the end of the 2019 season, the big one had a couple of track sections removed, ready for new track sections to be added in early 2020 for the new season. Amanda Thompson OBE became the first ever female IAPA chairman of the board of directors, and a surprise announcement was made about the closure of Valhalla, while the ride is reimagined with a plan to have it back open in 2021.
The past 10 seasons at Blackpool Pleasure Beach have seen busy, exciting and sad times. With the excitement of Icon but the disappointment of the Wild Mouse, the Pleasure Beach has truly given us all a roller coaster of emotions. As we look to the next decade, rumours about new rides, ride removals and other discussions about the future of the Pleasure Beach will always create lively debate, but no matter what happens, the Pleasure Beach will continue to create many fantastic memories for thrill seekers of all ages. What has been your highlight of the past 10 seasons at Blackpool Pleasure Beach? We'd love to see them in the comments below. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Many thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next Pleasure Beach Experience video.